Welcome to Bloody Flicks. I'm your host, Pete.
I'm Kyle, and we talk about all things bloody.
And what are we going to review today, Kyle?
Scream 6.
Cream 6 or Scream 6?
Scream 6.
Ah.
Scream Roman numeral 6.
6?
Yeah.
As a 1 after 5 or 1 plus 5?
Yep.
Okay.
It's not 5 cream.
Spoiler alert, we're going to tear this movie, we're going to get into this movie and throw it around and give our likes and dislikes and all that stuff. So if you haven't seen Scream 6, one, you're probably not a true horror fan, you really hate Ghostface, and or you just really have no time to go see a movie. Because you should have seen it's been on 2 weeks now.
Well, if we really hate Ghostface, why'd we watch it?
I'm going to question you on that, buddy.
Oh, okay.
All right. So you want to get into, well, there's really, everybody knows the plot of the story. You should have seen it by now. Typical, the ones, all the ones from Scream 5 go off to college, which is reminiscent of Scream 2.
Yep.
Pretty much a copy of that. And they go to college, and of course, Ghostface shows up and wreaks havoc again. So, what do you think as far as how they did it?
Oh, so you want my likes first?
Let's give you your likes. Yeah, give you your likes.
Well, here's the big one, and people are probably gonna give me crap for this in the comments. No Sidney Prescott. Finally, a movie where Neve Campbell is not in the movie. That was my biggest like. Finally, they realized this franchise does not need Sidney Prescott.
Remember to come back in 7, though.
Yes,
a fundraiser.
but it's good. I'm glad we got Neve out of this for this one, and like I said, even if she was in this movie, honestly, I don't think it would have made that big of a deal. She really didn't have that big of a part in Scream 5, and so that was my biggest like. No Sidney. Ghostface, in this one, I like the his weathered mask. I know they were trying to pull from Halloween 2018, that weathered mask. It was actually kind of cool.
Even though it really wouldn't happen because
Yeah.
this plastic would not look like that. It wouldn't deteriorate. It would just, but it was still cool.
Well, vinyl, it would probably deteriorate a little bit. But, and then Ghostface, even though they were the simple stabbing like any other Scream movie, they were actually more brutal. Like he'd like really stab in them and turn the knife, and that was kind of cool. They actually upped the gore factor in this movie. Usually Scream movies aren't that gory. This one was pretty gory. Also liked the misdirection at the beginning of the movie where you thought the Ghostface that you're seeing is actually the real Ghostface, and it's not. I wish they would have, instead of showed that like right at the beginning, that wasn't the actual Ghostface, and they kind of played it off about halfway through, so you're thinking it's that.
So it would have been one more person you thought might have been the
Yeah,
killer.
it might have been it. But it was still cool that they did that. And then the Ghostface shrine there at that was cool. So those were my likes. What did you like?
I liked the two dumbasses in the beginning that wanted to be Ghostface. Yeah, they could have let that linger a little longer. That would have been good. I don't care if Sydney's in it or not. I'd rather have Courtney Cox not be in it than Sydney.
See, to me,
It's just one of those things where I don't want move on from all the characters unless you're gonna bring back one of the original OG killers to be Ghostface. I don't need anybody from the originals in it at this point. For me, you kill off Dewey, you let Courtney Cox go, but. And the lights were cool. The Ghostface was cool looking, even though the mask would not look like that if it got old. But it was still cool, something different. Good marketing strategy to sell more new Ghostface masks. So that was cool. The shrine, well, the memorabilia was really cool. The flashbacks and stuff like that. Having all the different ghosts with all the, the Ghostface costumes and stuff. That was pretty cool. The characters I liked all the characters in the fifth one. I like them in this one. I like the attempt to throw the boyfriend from across the street that she's banging. I like the attempt that they're gonna, try to get you to think that's Ghostface. So that was a pretty good attempt. There was a curveball with the redhead roommate that threw me. That's the one that got me. I didn't expect that her as a killer. So that was kind of nice because I guess the cop right off the bat, and of course the dumb kid that was the roomie. He was so obviously one of the killers. I didn't expect that he was the son and all that, but I mean, he figured he had something to do with it. And the cop I didn't expect the redhead roommate, so that threw me off. So that was kind of nice, pleasant surprise. It was cool, New York theme. I didn't have a lot to do in college, really. Didn't have a lot to do with that. So yeah, it was very entertaining. So yeah, there's a lot to like about this movie. What did you not like about this movie? There's a lot not to like too.
Well, one of my biggest ones is they said it was Halloween. And besides the Halloween costumes on the subway train, I couldn't tell this was Halloween. There was no Halloween decorations up, any kind of celebration. I mean, besides, like I said, the costumes on the subway, and then I think Samantha's therapist saying it's when Ghostface knocks on the door, it's too early for trick-or-treating. Other than that, you would not even have known this was Halloween. I wish they would have kind of played off that a little more.
Every movie is like it's Halloween just because it's a horror movie and we're supposed to watch them on Halloween.
Yeah. I mean, that Samara Weaving at the beginning, I wish they would did a little bit more with her. She was the teacher or whatever.
That'd been cool.
I would have been all right if she was one of the killers. No misdirection there, because she's been in a lot of horror movies lately, and I would have thought she would have played a bigger role in this.
They could have used her for more potential.
Yeah. My biggest one is they needed to kill off more main characters. Plot armor. I get so tired of hearing about plot armor. This is the second movie in a new trilogy. It's time to start killing off some main characters. You killed off a bunch of main characters in the second Scream movie, like Randy, and other people that were somewhat important. This one, you didn't kill anybody. You just made them get stabbed the shit out of, and they all live. Even Courtney Cox, that was probably the biggest one. You need to start killing off more main characters. You're just kind of making them... Since they didn't have Sydney in it, they just gave her plot armor to the rest of them, I guess.
They gave it. They just transferred it to Courtney Cox.
Yeah. I'm sorry, but there was some kills in this movie that these motherfuckers should have died. I'm sorry, but...
Oh, yeah.
And the Ghostface reveals were kind of, nah. Why is it that in every movie they got to have a 10-minute monologue why they're doing what they're doing? Can we switch that up? Don't tell me why you're killing people. You
kill them.
Yeah, just kill them. I mean, but I know that's a formula to the Scream movies. And another one that I didn't think of at first, but after I watched a few reviews for this movie, from my favorite channels. Why is it they always have to explain to you the rules of horror movies? I'm sorry, but I've watched horror movies for the last 30 years, and I've seen all these Scream movies. I know the rules to horror movies by now, and if you're a Scream fan too, you know this too. So, yeah, it's like, or switch it up. Have one of the killers
explain the rules
that you don't know. What?
That'd be so much better.
Yeah.
Because I'm sorry, if you've seen 5 Cream or 5 Scream, you definitely know the rules because they rehash the same fucking rules again in this one.
Oh, here's another one.
The gun in my head.
So one of my favorite YouTubers, Pizzow, one of his biggest gripes was how Kirby and Mindy, I think her name is, when they're saying that the new Candyman movie is better than the original. And what was your dislikes?
My dislikes were... the fact that Courtney Cox was in it again. The fact that not the fact that she was in it, the fact that when she was in it, they made her do the same fucking shit she did every other time. Hold a microphone. I'm Gil Weathers. I got smacked again.
Yeah, they could have took her out.
Jesus Christ, stop with that.
They could have took her out of the movie, and I don't think it would have even changed anything.
Oh my God, she's like, well, I learned the first time, and then she gets sucker punched again. How many fucking movies are they going to do that where she gets slapped? Before she slapped, so stupid.
Out of the 6, I think probably 4 out of the 6, she's either got cold cocked or slapped.
I hate that. The fact that they rehash all the stupid rules again, the same person rehashes the same fucking rules. Well, actually, Dewey rehashed them in the fifth one.
The thing that was even more irritating is the last movie only came out a year ago. The rules couldn't have changed that much in a year.
Yeah, so they're pretty much taking two and just they made the second one, the original second Scream, better by taking pretty much the same plot. That was kind of, yeah. I like the cop was obviously he was in on it. He's a good actor, but in this I didn't find him the greatest for some reason. I don't know if that's because his acting was they wanted you to suspect him, and then the curveball with the girl or whatever, and then another boy or whatever. They obviously wanted you to think that the when she was sleeping with the next door neighbor, the hot guy next door, as they called him, that they wanted you to think he was Ghostface, which. For a split second, I went, nah, he's not Ghostface.
I didn't even think that at one bit, because I'm like, you already played off the boyfriend in the last movie. I'm like...
Well, they copy the movie. Every time they do a movie, they copy it. So, and they pretty much copy the same formula, same rules. Ghostface is cool. They went from 2 to 3, Ghostface. The kills where I have the problem. They were fun, cool kills. But when someone gets stabbed in the mouth, and then they jump up for final scare, and they're human. These are human characters. It's not like one of the originals come back and they're demonic like Michael Myers or Jason Voorhees and it's the same killer. No, these are human killers. You get stabbed with a giant fucking buck 120 in your mouth, and he comes back to he would be laying there gurgling in his blood, even if he was alive. The one girl gets stabbed in the gut on the train, and magically she's just, instead of spending time in the hospital recovering, which you would from an abdominal stabbing, she's like, oh, I'm okay, I'm fine.
Okay, what about the one girl that she gets stabbed in the gut and he pulls up and he's like in her chest cavity? She lives long enough to halfway climb out of a window.
But you wouldn't have any lung capacity.
Or your guts are hanging out, or you're dead. You mean, no, there's no way she would have...
redhead?
No, that was the other one. That was Mindy's girlfriend.
Yeah, so, it just... she could help hold the door shut while her girlfriend escapes. That was my biggest pet peeve. Just a small reiterating of the same fucking bullshit. Cut that out and just continue. You're gonna have the same thing. You're gonna have Ghostface. You're gonna have the look. But man, as soon as you stuck with the rules again, I just wanted to punch. Even my wife was like, "Okay, you got stabbed in the mouth with a knife, and now you're running around." I'm like, "Please, how many times? If I hit you over the head with something right now, you're probably not gonna get up as fast as they do." Now, granted, it is a movie, but I'm like, "Come on." It's like, really? And then they really tried to play that the other girl from the third one was also
Kirby.
Yeah, that she was also Ghostface too.
Honestly, I would have been okay with that, because I want to see it where a past Ghostface victim, because of the trauma that they've had, it causes them to become a Ghostface.
Fuck that. I want Matthew Lillard. Matthew Lillard didn't die because of TV was on his face. You can survive that. I want Matthew Lillard to come back and get tired of all the stupid copycats and just be the all-time Ghostface, actual legit killer. That's what they need to do. And I would love Ghostface instead of just kind of liking him, because it's just humans dressed up. And then another thing, if there's a mass murderer all these years with Ghostface, I think the government or the town would not outlaw Ghostface masks, or they wouldn't allow them. But everybody's got a Ghostface mask. Yes, I understand that's what makes it fun, because you don't know which Ghostface. But realistically, they wouldn't even sell the fucking things, because the mass murder and it is happening. So you wouldn't even have all these Ghostface running around anyway. So that's the parts that I dislike. But with that said, it was still a good movie. Unfortunately, I don't know how they pulled it off, but it was still an entertaining movie.
Okay, now what is your favorite kill in this movie?
Oh, favorite kills in this movie.
You want to think about it for a minute? I can tell you mine.
Go for it.
All right, so my favorite kill in this movie is they don't actually show it to you. They kind of show you, well, they don't show Ghostface kill this person, but you see the aftermath of it. It's at the very beginning when the one fake Ghostface opens the fridge and his buddy's all hacked to pieces in there. I wish they would have actually showed that. That would have been awesome.
That'd be more terrifying.
But it was cool that they finally, instead of a simple stabbing like they do in Scream, they butchered this motherfucker up. Oh, what did you think about Ghostface having a shotgun?
I like that. That's actually was a plus for me. I think the fact that, you know, you got to use what you got. They're in the little store, you know, and he's kind of like, yeah, you know, that's a weapon. Go to town on it. It's kind of nice, refreshing.
Yeah, I was okay with it. Some people,
I was cool with it.
Some people said they had a problem with that.
The knife's boring. I mean, the knife's overdone. Like Chucky said in Chucky, the Bride of Chucky, you know, it's a knife's a classic, but, you know, sometimes you just got to, you know, do something different, you know. So, yeah, I did like the shotgun.
So, yeah, my favorite kill is the guy in the fridge.
I think gutting the girlfriend was probably pretty cool because even though she would have died or should have died faster.
Well, and then she falls off the ladder and whacks her head on the fucking
that
dumpster.
was cool. See that? Yeah, he gets up there and he's shaking the ladder or whatever. Yep. I think that was pretty cool. That's probably my favorite kill. What was your biggest surprise in the movie? Do you have a big surprise? Mine was the redhead. I didn't expect the redhead roommate to be the sister. That one I didn't expect. I didn't expect the third Ghostface.
I really couldn't figure out who the killers were in this one, like the last movie, because as soon as they said, "Oh, it's the boyfriend's always dead," it was a dead giveaway then. Like 10 minutes into the.
See, I knew the cop. For some reason, I knew the cop. The cop. I guess
I didn't think the cop. This one I didn't guess it, but my biggest surprise was just how more gory and brutal Ghostface was in this.
Yeah.
I mean, because, you know, the other ones is just simple stab, stab, stab. This one, like, my thing is, did the cop, did he even really kill anybody? Or did he just, like, knew what was going on and he was just, like, help covering it up?
I don't know.
Because I'm thinking that the Ghostface in the gas station or the convenience store with the shotgun, I'm thinking that was the cop, because I'm sure his kids wouldn't have realized.
And he's used to getting guns. Yeah. He's used to handling guns.
So maybe he did do some killing. You know, he was Ghostface one time, but yeah. And it's like, yeah, I was surprised that the one roommate, she was.
That one got me.
Yeah. But yeah, other than that, there really wasn't no big surprises.
Well, the biggest surprise of all was that everybody fucking survived.
Well, that too.
Courtney Cox survived after being stabbed to death. What a surprise. The other chick on Subway survived. What a surprise. I'm surprised the girl didn't bounce off from the alley, put her head together, and she survived too. Everybody's fucking survives in this movie. God, my God, kill some people off.
Oh, here's another thing I thought about now. So Courtney Cox, she knows all the rules to this shit. She's in a fucking closet with a gun, and there's only one door to get into this room, and then she shoots 5 or 6 shots.
Waste her ammo.
Yeah, and then she opens the door to go out in this big open area where Ghostface could come at her at any angle. You could have just stayed in that room.
I'm thinking the fact that she wasted so much ammo. I mean, that's ammo in the whole, you know, about the whole thing. But when she finally got him, like, yes, they finally had a good kill. And, you know, because I like her character. It's just that it's just overdone. And then she then survives. I'm like, really? Why is it? Oh, and then the brother survived too. He gets fucked up again. He survives. The sister survives from Subway. I mean, they don't need to go to the hospital or nothing. They're cool. Just a little bandage, a little Neosporin, and you're good. I don't get it. But with that said, as much stupidity as they had in the movie, what would you rank Scream 6?
Scream 6. I'm going to give it 5 out of 5 blood drops, only because, yes, I know it's the same Scream story we've seen 5 other times, but Ghostface was more brutal. They upped the gore and the carnage candy. No Sidney Prescott. And I'm glad Kirby came back, even though they really didn't do much with her character besides kind of throw that red herring in there, because I like Kirby. I was glad she lived. Those are the main reasons why I give it a 5 out of 5. I can overlook the stupid decisions they make and how people should be dead. But yeah, I give it 5 out of 5 blood drops.
I give it 4 out of 5. I can't give it 5 out of 5 because that's the top echelon. That's like, you know, top of the top. In our rankings, it's not a top of the top movie, but I'll give it 4 out of 5. It was much stupid stuff and dumb the way they rehash the same shit. I have to give them credit for them hashing the same shit that they've done in every other movie so far. in the Scream franchise. It still is very entertaining. A great popcorn movie. I would watch it again. The same with 5. I think I gave the 5 4 blood drops too. This one's 4 blood drops. As a franchise movie, yeah, I'd still give it 4.
Okay.
It's a solid movie.
So now, out of the 6 movies, where would you put this one?
Oh, Scream! The original Scream's the best by far because everything was new. The kills were brutal. Obviously the best Ghostface were the originals by far. The first one by far. Then I would say probably this one, 6. I would go original, 6, 5, and then the others all blur together because they all kind of not that great.
I think I would put this one probably number 2 in my ranking. The first Scream isn't even my number 1.
Quit smoking
It'd
crack.
be number 3 now on my
Quit
list.
smoking crack.
Well,
I thought you liked this one better than 5.
I do like this one better than 5. I like part 4 the best, and then now this one, and then the original Scream 3, and then after that I could give 2 shits less.
See, he's really a Ghostface fan. He just won't admit it.
Yeah, okay.
He's on the Ghostface teat. But anyway, that is our review. Surprisingly, we both liked the movie. We would watch it again and recommend that you watch Scream 6. And yeah, for doing the same shit, they actually made an entertaining movie that was good. So we're surprised that we didn't tear it apart like we thought we would. It was entertaining and enjoyable.
Yeah.
So let's see what the Scream 7 happens. And until next time,
Stay bloody.